15. And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
Well, a moment now. Let's check out the story on J.J. Redick. How this year has shaped up for him. 5th in three-point shooting. And, of course, he's been extremely accurate from the free throw line, ranking in the top 5 in the NBA in free throw percentage.
Yeah, and, you know, taking a look again at his three-point shooting, Steve, he's done an excellent job, I think, of finding open spots. His teammates help him get open, but he understands how to do that. And then he just splashes those triples.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Well, Kevin, Spurs coach Greg Popovich is so highly respected by his peers. Thunder coach Scott Brooks said there are 3 things you can count on: death, taxes, and Pop winning 50 games. Dallas coach Rick Carlisle called him, quote, the best coach in any sport ever and the smartest man in the history of the world. Kevin, he wasn't joking.
High praise indeed. Thank you, Doris. And Tim Duncan gets the whistle that time. The Spurs making a switch here. Diaw's checked in. Barnes kicks to Griffin. And the rebound goes to Duncan. Duncan's got 3 rebounds now in this one. You know, for a player whose star shines as brightly as Blake Griffin, Steve, it seems there are a lot of naysayers regarding his game, although I think you and I would agree he expanded his game, certainly this past year.
Well, I can tell you this. I am not one of those naysayers because I think Blake Griffin was the 3rd best player in the NBA last year. The offensive expansion to his game, the post game, the passing, the ball handling in transition. I mean, he is an amazing player, and he has gotten better and better every year.
Otto Ginobili's checked in for the Spurs. Mills comes in for Tony Parker. Now let's bring up the 2K leaderboard. Here are the top rebounders over the last month. DeAndre Jordan, number 1.
Well, he's got great energy, Kevin, when he goes after the ball, and that's got to be contagious to the rest of the team, I would think. I mean, that kind of production on the glass is great at both ends of the court.
Mills with it, defended by Paul. And Duncan gets it to go in.
And, you know, hey, anytime a player starts to get a lot of endorsements and TV spots, it puts him under the magnifying glass. You become a target. Other players see Blake Griffin on that pedestal, and they're not going to hesitate sometimes to try to take him down the peg.
Mills passes to Duncan. And Mills kicks to Duncan. Nice ball movement by San Antonio.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today. There's a glaring discrepancy between these teams in that area of the game.
Yeah, that's what's paved the way for them to build this big lead, no question.
With 1 game to go, let's take a look at how the final seeding will look out west. You look at San Antonio and, of course, Los Angeles tied up with them. Spurs trail by 12.
And for Griffin, an all-star from his rookie season, the spotlight came early, but it hasn't taken away from his competitive drive. And I think the criticism he's faced, fair or not, it will only spur him to greater heights.
A minute 50 left to play in the 3rd. And Diaw kicks to Ginobili. Griffin with the steal. And here we go. Fast break. Paul's got it. Passes it to Redick. Fires the 3. Rebound San Antonio.
Yeah, again, iffy shot selection there. Defender draped all over him.
Well, you got to understand who's guarding you in that situation. I mean, if he's on you tight, you can't just rise up and try to shoot over the top.
And the wide open shot from Green. And off the front iron, and in it goes. Green's got his 2nd basket of the night.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but their cutting, their movement together as a unit that's led to that.
It's stolen by Green. Now here's Paul. Covered by Mills. And out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession.
These past few weeks, you can see how San Antonio stacks up. First in shooting percentage. Fourth in free throw percentage. And they also show up in the top 5 in assists. They've got scores, and they're a pretty good passing team as well.
And the shooting is really what stands out to me. This is a team that does such a good job of finding open looks. They're unselfish. They work offensively to create good shots. And when they do that, they're on their game. They're tough to beat.
And the wide open shot from Paul. Los Angeles with another miss.
Well, he did have a three-pointer in the first half, but so far here in the second, he's come up empty.
I think he's got to regroup and get himself together here. I mean, something's gone wrong with him this quarter. He's really fallen off.
And that one's good. And that's now 9 points for Blake Griffin.
And he may be the guy to put this game even farther out of reach.
And there's the call on DeAndre Jordan. That's foul number 2 for him.
Second team foul.
Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
Kawhi Leonard.
Barnes with it. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him.
Tony Parker.
Paul kicks to Redick. That 3 off the mark. Paul with the ball. The guards, Parker and Bellinelli. Aaron Baines out there with Kawhi Leonard. And it's Ginobili in at the small forward. That's the San Antonio 5.
Well, you know, Chris Paul has such an intelligence for the game. High IQ, and he's extremely competitive. He looks for every advantage he can get, whether it's 2-for-1s or looking to sell a call to the officials. He always appears to be driven to find that edge.
And both free throws good from Paul. And there was a study using the new motion tracking camera, Steve, that I know that you're interested in, to look at every action on the court, every action. And it determined that the league's most impactful player, none other than Chris Paul.
Well, did we really need the cameras to figure that out?
Exactly. Yeah.
I think we've all been able to tell that Chris Paul has been one of the most efficient players in the NBA for years. He's always at the controls for his team. So poised, an incredible decision maker, and just figures out whatever needs to be done to win the game.
The entire defense was frozen-footed. Nobody picked up the shooter, Kevin.
Boy, that pass was in the air a long time.
Long enough for him to get a finger on it anyway and send it out of bounds.
Tim Duncan, he's checked in for the Spurs. Green comes in for Marco Bellinelli. Griffin. And Tim Duncan gets the whistle that time. Here's Griffin. To the wing right side. Redick for 3. That's good.
That's his first three-pointer of the half. Remember, he did make one in the first half as well.
Spurs trail by 17. Goes up on the wing. There's Green with the 3. Jordan with the rebound. Jordan's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. Griffin with it. Leonard picks him up. And then Griffin with the dunk.
That was absolutely nasty, filthy. He got served up on that one.
You know, Clark, that's got to be demoralizing. In perfect position, and he still can't make the stop.
That was nasty and filthy, Clark. That's just the kind of finisher he is, though, guys. And he just used his height that time down low. That's going to be pretty hard to defend against.
Los Angeles leading by 17. A shot by Paul, nobody around. And it's off the back rim, no good. Here's Green. Here's Leonard. Outside, Green. Shoots over Redick. Green missing again.
Not sure if he just ran out of gas or what, Kevin, but he's been awful ever since the second half started. Not even been a factor.
Kawhi Leonard. That's his first personal foul.
Matt Barnes, really a good glue guy. He rebounds, defends. He's gotten better with his outside shot, and he can really run the lane. And he's always had a toughness and a fearlessness that I think a lot of coaches love.
And you look at advanced plus-minus measurements, Matt Barnes rates very well.
Not surprised by that, Kevin. He brings so much energy at both ends of the floor. He does a lot of those little intangible things that don't always show up on the stat sheet.
And the Clippers making a change here. Crawford's checked in.
Great rise and dime there. He changed gears in midair to make the assist.
Launches it. And he gets it to go. And the Clippers lead by 19. Parker kicks to Green. Tried to come right back with the three of his own, but it's no good. There's Crawford with the three. San Antonio with the rebound. Parker's got 4 rebounds in this game. It's stolen by Green. And it's good on the assist by Parker.
And their solid play in the paint continues, guys.
Well, that's been the focus, Clark, as we've watched. I mean, they've created...
Yeah! What a shot!
Look at that. Man, what a play. That's his second three-pointer of the half and his third overall. He's one guy the defense is not afraid to leave open from that range, and for obvious reasons.
Here's Crawford. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. And Griffin slams it in.
Well, that puts the nail in the coffin.
A clinic in terms of how to play with the lead right there.
And that one's good.
And we head to the final buzzer in a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance. This will go in the books as a really gaudy win for the Clippers.
And they could do no wrong today, Steve. That's right. This was a team performing to its Clark fullest capabilities.
Yeah, and a very satisfying win for him, too. A game to remember, and on the other side, definitely one you want to forget as soon as possible.
And these guys have played very well this season, and this win tonight, guys, will push their win column up to 55.
Well, you look back at this one, and what an amazing performance this has been for Chris Paul. It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket just seems to be incredibly wide.
It's Crawford with the drive. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
At the line for the Clippers.
Well, Jamal Crawford has proven that no matter what role he plays, just call him buckets. He can flat out put the ball in the basket. You got to give him a lot of credit, though. He does change his game quite a bit depending on if he's coming off the bench or starting. I think that speaks to his IQ.
So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. Whoops, anticipated the pass. Turnover. Here's Ayers. And ball over to help. The shot by Ayers, no good. Clippers have gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the fourth, and even 50%.
Blake Griffin, arguably the top posterizer in the game, but opponents don't like being embarrassed, and they'll take a hard foul on him if need be. Some have said that Griffin needs to retaliate for his own well-being. He's got to go back at some of those guys.
Matt Barnes has checked in for Jamal Crawford. And Griffin, here we go. And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a 3-point play. And that one misses. San Antonio's gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. Got a piece of it. Nobody near Parker. He buries it. So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. And this one was such a lopsided victory.
They never let up. They were